Always ready to bring more bead creations into your world, so here's another just for you. It's the Pony Bead Girl. The Bead Girl is another simple pattern, there's no need to stress, with her adorable ponytail, bead eyes, and cute bead dress. A fine bead design, of course it looks great, one that you'll enjoy, that's fast, fun, and easy to make. So let's get ready for this tutorial. To satisfy your creative needs, feel free to give this video a like, and enjoy this episode of TurboBeads. Here's a list of everything you need to make the Bead Girl. Before starting this project, I'm just letting you know that I'm using Escady strings made by Pepperell Braiding Company. This is a round plastic lace that has a bit of flexibility to it, and it works great. With that being said, I'm just keeping you informed and just letting you know that this use of string is a personal choice. This is not a sponsored video. To make the Bead Girl, you'll start out by taking 4 feet of string and adding 5 brown beads to that string. Once you have those 5 brown beads on that string, this is what it should look like. This will be the first row of the pattern. From here, we're going to take both ends of string, matching them up, pushing those beads toward the center of that string. This will ensure that we have the same length of string to use on each side for the additional rows. Let me be sure to mention that you'll want to ensure that these beads stay in the center of that string. As you can see here, I've used tape to hold these down. From here, we'll create the ponytail section for this pattern. So what you'll do is you'll take one end of the string and we're going to add 6 beads to that string. We're going to start out by adding 1 red bead and 5 brown beads on that string. Continue watching as I add these beads to the string. Once you have those beads on the string, this is what it should look like so far. From here, we'll run those beads toward the top. Using that same end of string, we're going to run that string back through the red bead going toward the pattern. So just continue watching as I run the string through this red bead. Once you get the string to that red bead, be sure to hold that bead down in place, pull that string all the way through, and those brown beads will come together in a point to make a ponytail. Here's another visual reference to ensure you can see exactly how it should look so far. From here, we're ready to create additional rows. Creating additional rows, we'll be using the straw technique. So what we'll do is we'll take a straw and split it down the center by cutting it with scissors. So just watch close as I carefully cut this straw in half. Splitting the straw down the center will make it easier to add beads to that straw. Basically, what we're doing is we're using the straw as a stabilizer for the rows of beads to keep them straight, aligned, and in place. Now that the straw is split down the center, you'll see that adding beads to the straw will be super easy. Let's go ahead and start adding beads to this straw. This row will consist of 1 brown bead, followed by 4 ivory beads with a brown bead on the end. Continue watching as I add these beads to the straw. Once you've added those 5 beads on the straw, looking just like this, you'll carefully cut off the end of that straw, keeping that straw from showing through the sides. Now that we have this stabilized row of beads, we're now ready to add these beads to the string. So what you'll do is we're going to take one end of the string and we're going to run that string through all of these beads. Once you have that string through those beads, you're going to take your other end of string and you're going to run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Continue watching as I run the string through these beads. Once you have that string through both ends of those beads, coming out of each side, you'll pull both ends of the string evenly until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. Be sure that you pull the strings just enough, keeping those beads in a tight formation. With this second row finish, creating the next additional row is just as simple. Check this out. Once again, we'll be using that straw technique. You'll take a straw that's been split down the center and you're going to add 5 beads to that straw in this order as you see it here. That's a total of 5 beads, 3 ivory beads, and 2 black beads, alternating the colors with the ivory beads on each end. Once you have those beads on the straw, you'll carefully cut off the end of that straw, keeping it from showing through the sides. Now that we have the stabilized row of beads, Just like we've done before, we're going to take one end of the string and add these beads to that string. Then we're going to take our other end of string and we're going to run it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Once you get that string through both ends of those beads, coming out of each side, you'll pull both ends of the string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. Continue repeating these same steps when creating additional rows. Just like we've done before, you'll take your stabilized row of beads, getting one end of your string, running that string through all of those beads, then getting your other end of string and running it through all of those beads as well, going in the opposite direction. Once you have both ends of the string through those beads, you'll pull both ends of those string until you've reached the top, bringing all of those beads together. So just keep repeating these steps, creating additional rows, following the pattern as seen at the top of the screen. Once you finish the 6th row of this pattern, it's time to create the arms. To make the arms, we're going to take one end of the string and we're going to add 5 beads to that string, starting out with 2 red beads and 3 ivory beads on the end of the string. Once you have those 5 beads on the string, you're going to run those beads toward the top. Using that same end of string, we're going to run that string to the first 4 beads that were added to that string, going in the direction toward the middle of the pattern. Continue watching as I guide the string through these beads. As a quick tip, let me be sure to mention that you can separate these beads out, giving yourself enough space to run that string through these beads, as you can see that I'm demonstrating right here. Once you have that string through all of those beads, you can hold the first 4 beads down, pulling that string all the way through until the beads all come together to create an arm shape looking just like this. Now that we've finished the first arm, creating the next arm will be just as simple. Once again, we'll take the other end of string and we're going to add 5 beads to that string. Again, starting with 2 red beads and 3 ivory beads on the end of that string. Once you have those 5 beads on the string looking just like this, you'll run those beads toward the top. Just like we've done before, using that same end of string, we're going to run that string to the first 4 beads that were added to that string, going in the direction toward the center of the pattern. Continue watching as I guide the string through these beads. Be sure to take your time when running the string through these beads, ensuring that you've gone through the correct beads. That way the arm will turn out just as it should. Once you get that string through all those 4 beads, be sure to set those 4 beads in place, hold them down, pulling that string all the way through, and that bead on the end will come together, creating the additional arm. Like I've mentioned before, be sure to pull that string just enough, keeping those beads in a tight formation. With the second arm finished looking just like this, we're back to using both ends of the strings again to create additional rows for this pattern. As you will see from here, the pattern should be pretty straightforward by simply creating rows that make up the rest of the body. With this color scheme of blue and red for the dress, I believe it makes a great color combination. As you already know, you're always able to create and choose your own custom color scheme. So leave a comment below letting me know what unique color combinations you choose to use to create your pattern. The 11th row of this pattern will consist of 3 beads to represent the image of the legs, with a clear bead in the middle as a gap to indicate as separate legs. The 12th row will be similar, using red beads to represent the socks, and of course, a clear bead in the middle. And for the 13th and final row of this pattern, we'll be using 4 white beads to represent the shoes. Once you finish the 13th and final row, you'll tie off each end of strings with a knot to lock all of those beads into place. When tying your string together, be sure that your knot is tied nice and secure, ensuring that everything stays locked into place and holds together. With this visual reference, you will see that tying the string in the knot is as easy as it seems. Remember, the objective is to ensure that everything stays together. Once your knots are tied and everything is locked into place, you'll carefully cut off the tied loose ends of string, and your pony bead girl is now complete. And there you have it. Another bead design that looks fine, that was fast, fun, and easy to make. Hopefully this tutorial was helpful and you can create one just as great. If there's anything you would like to add, requests or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you are new or you just haven't already, don't forget that you can always subscribe if you want to be notified for more bead tutorials just like this one. Hoping you'll tune in for the next one to satisfy your creative needs. Until next time, as always, thanks for watching TurboBeads.